Yeah, good morning class. And again, welcome to the School of NPC and SSP. Today again, we will start with the types of bill as the bill. Okay. Last week, we have discussed about the Parliament of India, right? We have discussed Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So today, we will discuss with a topic known as the types of bill in India. Okay, we have so many bills. Okay, see, remember, the most important thing is about this in NPC is that they will ask about how they are passed in the parliament. Okay, this is too important. You have to just know the basic about what is a public bill, private bill, or a finance bill, money bill, or an ordinary bill, right? But the most important thing is they ask about how it is introduced in the parliament, who introduced it, how it is passed. Okay, that is too important. And the last is Constitutional Amendment Bill. So sorry. Constitutional Amendment Bill. So today we will go very slowly. We will discuss all these types of bill, and we will discuss about at the end of the day the budget season. This is how we will try to finish the topic of this one today. Alright. Remember, we will go very slowly. Okay, no need to hurry. The most important thing is that you know how it is passed in the parliament. The concept is more important. Okay, you can study from many books, but no, if you are unable to know what is the concept, politics is very hard. If you know the concept, it's too easy. William's Pence interview, the same thing. Remember, public bill means a bill, any type of bill, which is introduced only by a minister in the Parliament of India. Either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. A public bill is a bill which is introduced only by a minister, either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, anytime. No confusion. A private bill means any type of a bill which is introduced by any member of the parliament in any house, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but not by a minister. Any member of the parliament, might be Mr. Superman, Mr. Bang Nangongya, can introduce either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, any type of a bill. But they are not minister, right? Even though they are member of the parliament, they are not minister. So that kind of a bill is known as a private bill. Next is a finance bill and a money bill and a constitutional amendment bill. Money bill, finance bill, constitutional amendment bill. If this is passed in the parliament, if these three types of bill are passed in the parliament, it will affect all the people in India, all over India. Okay. Finance bill, money bill, constitutional amendment bill. If these are all passed in the parliament, it will affect the entire country. So they are the most important bill in India. Apart from all this bill, the other bill is known as an ordinary bill. The last bill. That's all. Why it's ordinary? Because it is not that important, right? It will not affect all the people. I will give one example. Farmers' bill in India. Farmers' bill will affect only the farmers in India, not all the people. Okay. Take the example, business bill. Business bill will affect only those people who are working in the business sector. That's all. That's why it's known as an ordinary bill. But when I say a finance bill, a money bill, and a constitutional bill, it will affect entire people in India. That's all. That's all. So now we will discuss it separately. Okay, we will go very slowly. We will start from a public bill and a private bill. Oh yes, sir. Yes, you come into the first branch. See, now let's see the differences between a public bill and a private bill today. Very much important. What is the differences between a public bill and a private bill? Too important. A public bill is a bill which is introduced only by a minister. That's all. Too important. Either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. We are discussing a topic known as a public bill and a private bill. Remember? Right. A public bill is a bill which is introduced only by a minister, either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. First point. Private bill is any type of a bill which is introduced by any member of the parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but not by a minister, that's all. No confusion. Remember, in the Lok Sabha, there is one person known as the Mr. Speaker. We are coming to this topic, okay? Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and in the Rajya Sabha we have the chairman. In the Lok Sabha, every time there is one person, Mr. Speaker. You want to speak something in the Lok Sabha, you want to do something in the Lok Sabha, introduce something, a new information, you have to take the permissions of the Mr. Speaker. Every time, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker. Only then you can speak. Okay, Mr. Speaker is more powerful than the Prime Minister of India. Too important. Mr. Speaker is more important than the Prime Minister of India and more powerful than the Prime Minister of India in the Lok Sabha, in the House, in the Lok Sabha. Remember this is too important. In Rajya Sabha also, the upper house, Rajya Sabha. In the Rajya Sabha also, there is one person. In the Rajya Sabha also, there is one person known as Mr. Chairman. Chairman means the Vice President of India, but he will never be known as the Vice President. Every time, the Chairman, his name is the Chairman. Outside the Parliament, he is known as the Vice President of India. But inside the Parliament, in the Rajya Sabha, he is known as the Chairman. You want to speak something in the Rajya Sabha? Take the permission of the Chairman. Every time. The Chairman is there to preside over the meeting. Okay. For that reason, we have Mr. Chairman, which means the Vice President of India. Remember? That is the only differences. A public bill is a bill introduced by a minister. A private bill is a bill introduced by any member of the parliament except a minister. One more thing, too important. If a public bill which is introduced by a minister, either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, is defeated, if it is unable to pass after its introduction, now the government has to resign. Too important. If a public bill which is introduced by a minister, either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but if it's unable to pass after its introduction, now that ministry have to resign. That means that a whole council of ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Modi have to resign. Suppose take the example, Mr. Rajnath Singh is a minister, right? If he introduces a bill tonight, evening season, evening season, if you introduce a bill, what will happen? A public bill in the Lok Sabha, if it's unable to pass, that shows that they lack no confidence motion. If a public bill which is introduced in the Lok Sabha is unable to pass, it will be considered this government doesn't have a maturity. In that condition, no other option, they have to resign. Private bill is not like that. Even though a private bill is after its introduction, either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is defeated, if it's unable to pass, no effects. It will have no effects. Okay, so public bill is more important. Public bill is more important. For public bill after its introduction, it has to be passed. It has to be passed. If it is not passed, the ministry have to resign. So many times, Jawaharlal Nehru have resigned. So many times, Indira Gandhi as a prime minister resigned. Rajiv Gandhi as a prime minister resigned because unable to pass the public bill after its introduction by one of its colleagues. They're all together, right? So that's all. Remember? If you want to introduce a private bill, either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, you have to announce in advance, 7 days advance. You have to deal with the speaker. I want to introduce a private bill. 7 days notice has to be given. If you want to introduce in Rajya Sabha, deal to the chairman. 7 days in advance. For public bill, 30 days, which means a month. If you want to introduce a public bill, do more. You ask the speaker, I want to introduce a public bill. But before, 30 days. Before its introduction, 30 days. 30 days is too important. Okay, in advance. That means, I want to introduce a bill, a public bill, but you have to inform me in 30 days. Alright, so this is too important from the NBC point of view. This is too important from the NBC point of view. That's all. Today my topic is Finance Bill 1 and 2. Okay. Finance Bill 1 and 2. My topic for today is Finance Bill 1 and 2. Almost same, okay. Finance Bill deals with revenue and expenditure. Revenue and expenditure. Just memorize this for NBC exam. Okay. You will not ask more for this one. Just remember, finance bill is nothing, but it deals with revenue and expenditure. Alright. Finance bill is nothing, but it deals with revenue and expenditure. Just remember that one. But there are two types of finance bill. Finance bill 1 and 2. Alright, Finance Bill 1 and 2. Finance Bill 1 can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. Remember, only in the Lok Sabha. This was asked in BSc. One more exception. Finance Bill 1 can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha by the Finance Minister of India every year on the recommendations of the President of India. One exception, every bill with the permissions of the speaker. But one bill, that is the Finance Bill 1, you take the permissions of the Mr. President of India. Too important. Just write down this point. Okay, this is too important. This is too important. Finance Bill 1 can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha by the Finance Minister of India on the recommendations of the President of India. Or else it's an ordinary bill. Okay. It has to go through. See, every bill will go through two houses. Too important. Every bill in India has to go through two houses, and it has to be signed by the Mr. President of India. Too important. Every bill has to be passed in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and it has to be passed in both the houses. No confusion. Next is Finance Bill 2. Finance Bill 2 will be introduced every time by the Finance Minister of India in either house of the parliament. Finance Bill 2 can be introduced in either house. Remember this one. Either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Anyone by the Finance Minister every year. And you take the permissions of the Speaker if you want to introduce in the Lok Sabha. If you want to introduce in the Rajya Sabha, take the permissions of the Chairman. Not the President of India. Not the here. Finance Bill 2 is an ordinary bill. Not that important. Okay. Any house you introduce with the permissions of the Chairman in the Rajya Sabha, Speaker in the Lok Sabha. That's all. That's all. It's up to you. Okay. That is the only thing you have to remember. Now I'm going to discuss about what is a money bill today. Okay. What is a money bill? How it is passed? Let's see. Okay. How it is passed? A money bill. A money bill. A money bill is any bill that deals with taxation. Okay, that's all. Remember this. A money bill is any bill which deals with only taxations, collection of taxes. That's all. Now the procedure is more important than what is a money bill. Money bill is introduced by a Finance Minister every year. Nirmala Sitharaman. Every year in the month of Feb, money bill is going to be introduced only in the Lok Sabha with the recommendations of the Mr. President of India. One more thing. Even write this one. Here also, you take the permission of the Mr. President of India because too important. This bill is too important. Money bill is introduced only in the Lok Sabha every year by the Finance Minister of India, only the recommendations of the Mr. President of India. Mr. President of India. Money bill, after its introduction to the Lok Sabha, goes to the Rajya Sabha. Too important. Money bill, after its first introduction in the Lok Sabha, will go to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can delay the money bill for 14 days maximum. Too important. Now there is a question in English. Can the Rajya Sabha reject the money bill? Or can the Rajya Sabha make some changes? Changes means amendment, okay? Amendment. Can the Rajya Sabha make some changes in the money bill? Too important. Or can the Rajya Sabha reject the money bill, which is introduced by Lok Sabha? It is no. Rajya Sabha can never reject or amend the money bill. But the Rajya Sabha can make some recommendation. Recommendation means suggestion. Too important. See, the Lok Sabha will go to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha can make some recommendation. Too important. Yes, possible. A suggestion they can give, but they can never make any changes or amend the money bill. That's all. They will never reject it. That's all. You have to return it within 14 days. Rajya Sabha should return the money bill within 14 days. If it is not returned, it will be considered as passed by the Lok Sabha, which shows that Rajya Sabha is just a delaying house, powerless house in case of a money bill. No confusion. That is what. And remember, now we will ask the president for signature. Remember, the president will never reject a money bill for signature. Too important. The president must sign the money bill. Too important. Never ever reject. The president of India can never reject a money bill for signature. That's all. The president will send. The president will never reject to send a money bill. Every time he must give the signature for money bill. That's all. Now let's see what is inside the money bill now. Now let's see what is inside the money bill. Let's see, right? What is inside the money bill? Money bill is something to deal with money bill is any bill that dealt with imposition, abolition, and regulations of taxes. Only one thing, not revenue. Taxes here, yes. It deals only with one thing, that is taxation. Taxes. Money bill is any bill that deals with how much to impose, right? How much to abolish, and how to control the taxes in India, all over India. How many to be collected? Money bill will let you win election. If a money bill is a very good one, you might win the next election. So money bill is too important, all right? Every time, the people in general all over India is looking whether the bill is a very good one or not. If they reduce the taxes, people might vote for them, right? So the taxes is too important. It deals with only one money bill: abolition, regulations, and impositions of taxes. Next, as I've been telling you, the government of India is going to impose one tax on the people, right? Only one tax once a year. So where will the government of India keep this money? Yes, all the money which is collected. All the money which is collected from these taxes, they are going to impose one tax, right? This money is going to be collected and kept at 3 banks. The taxes which is collected by the government of India once a year. It's going to be kept in 3 accounts. Public account of India, contingency fund of India, consolidated fund of India. These are the 3 banks the government of India is going to keep. Okay, these are known as the public purse of the government of India. Just like your mom and dad, or even you have pocket money, right? You keep in one pocket. You have a purse, right? You have a purse, yes or no? So like that, the government of India also have a purse. 3 purse. Consolidated fund of India, public account of India, and contingency fund of India. These are the 3 accounts where you will keep the money. And remember, all the money which is collected will keep in this bank, and it will be spent, expenditure, or transfer. All the money will be transferred or expended. From which account? From this account. All the money which is collected from the people will be spent or transferred from this account again, which is known as the money bill. Okay, that's all. What is a money bill? In PC might ask, which among the following is not a money bill? They will give you all these options. You have to think all these are correct. Consolidated fund of India, money charged on the public account of India, money charged on the contingency fund of India. All these are money bill. Okay, so once it is collected, it's going to be spent, right? See, all the money, all the states, who will look after all the Indian states is the government of India. It's the government of India, that's all. That is why it's too important. That is why it's too important. So this is all about money bill. Now, one more thing. We will discuss the Constitution Amendment Bill. Okay. The next important point. I hope you like the topic. Yes. See, politics is very easy. Okay. You just see the last speaker once, listen here very carefully, look some YouTube, some more YouTube. Okay. In the YouTube, you see all this conceptual one, you look at the YouTube. Even geography, English and maths. Right? She said you look at the YouTube. Every day just 1 hour. It will make you specialized, even like professors and educators and all, right? And this will let you to practice in first attempt. Now this year you're going to break. Why? Because you are too serious. You come, you see the books, and you see the YouTube. From 3 angles, who can stop you? You're going to approach the exam from 3 angles, right? Constitutional Amendment Bill means to change the Constitution of India. Okay. Yes, no person is above the Constitution, but it is the Parliament who can change the Constitution. It is the Parliament. It is the Parliament. It is the Parliament who can change the Constitution. It is the Parliament who can change the Constitution of India. So now see, to change the Constitution, a bill has to be introduced, right? If you want to make a change in the Constitution, firstly, you have to introduce as a bill. But you will take the permission from which house? You will take the permissions from whom? Now my question is, constitutional bill? In which house? Yes, here first bench. You're coming for second time, right? So a constitutional bill, who can introduce a constitutional bill? In which house? Either, yes, a constitutional amendment bill can be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha by any member of the parliament. Too important. Any member of the parliament, not by minister. Okay, any member. It might be a minister. It might be a private member. No confusion. A constitutional amendment bill can be either introduced in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha by any member of the parliament, either by minister or by a private member. See, there are three ways to change the constitution of India. There are three ways to change the constitution of India. Too important. There are only three ways to change the constitution of India. We will discuss this by simple majority, by special majority, by absolute majority, plus some of the Indian states. There are only three ways to change the Constitution of India. One is by simple majority, the second is by special majority, the third is by the absolute majority plus half of the India states. So let's see the first way. The first simplest way, the easiest way, number one, the first way to change the constitution, the easiest way, simple majority in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Simple majority means Lok Sabha consists of 550 members, Rajya Sabha consists of 250. So, suppose today, even though Lok Sabha consists of 550 members, all of them will never be present, right? So, might be 400 of them are present. Simple majority means might be 150 members, right? Rajya Sabha, 250 members. But if only 200 are present, might be 33, 1/3, yes. Both of them say yes. Now we will change the constitution. Okay, one example I will give you is creation of a new state. Creation of a new state or merging of a new state. Jammu and Kashmir was a union territory, but now it's a state. Again, now it was made a union territory. Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir separated, right? So this is the easiest way to change the constitution. Creation of a new state is also making a change in the constitution. So simplest way is this one. Simple majority. Okay, 1/3. Simple majority means now 1/3 in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So now who can introduce a constitutional amendment bill? If you want to introduce the Lok Sabha, take the premises of the speaker. If you want to introduce the Rajya Sabha, take the premises of the chairman. Okay, that's all. That will let you see easy one. Now remember, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have equal powers to pass a constitutional amendment bill. Lok Sabha has passed the constitutional amendment bill, but if the Rajya Sabha rejects it, what will happen? Yes? Yes? It will not. If constitutional amendment bill, which is passed in the Lok Sabha, is rejected by the Rajya Sabha, what will happen? The bill will not be passed, right? The bill will come to an end because both have equal powers. It has to be passed by both houses. But if the both houses pass the bill without rejection, now we will give the president the sign here. Yes, without the signature of the president, it will not become a law, right? The president should never ever reject to sign a constitutional amendment bill. Two exceptions. Money bill and constitutional amendment bill, we need the signature of the president. President will never reject to sign a money bill and a constitutional amendment bill. Too important. Alright. The president should never ever reject to sign a money bill and a constitutional amendment bill. It's a fact, it's an obligation, it's a constitutional obligation. It's a constitutional obligation. So this is too important. Too important. Next way, special majority. Special majority means, take the example, Lok Sabha consists of 550 members. Rajya Sabha consists of 250 members. So special majority means at least 2/3. If in the Lok Sabha 300 of them are present, at least 200 should say yes. 200 should vote in favor of that constitutional amendment bill. Alright. Even Rajya Sabha, 250 members, but if 150 are present in the meeting, at least 100 should say yes, I will give my vote in favor of making the constitutional changes, amendment. The best example is to make a changes in the fundamental rights. Okay, fundamental rights are too important, right? So to make a changes, suppose we have, now in India, we have 6 fundamental rights. But if you want to make it into 8, very much possible, you have to bring a change in the Parliament of India. You have to introduce a bill. That's all. Now we have 6 fundamental rights, but you can make it 8 by making a changes in the Constitution. Anytime possible, but you need a special majority. At least 2/3. 100 is present, so 2/3 will be at least 70? Yes. Out of 100, that's all. That's all. And the last way. The hardest way is the absolute majority plus half of the Indian states. The last way, the hardest way to change the constitution is the third way. Absolute majority and half of the Indian states. Special majority and absolute majority is different. Listen very carefully. Absolute majority means Lok Sabha is consists of 550 members. 276 should say yes to change the constitution, whether it's present or not, 276 minimum. Okay, in the second special majority, I said, how many of them are present? If 100 are present, 2/3 will be less, 70, right? 70 MP. But here no. Even though 100 is present, that is never going to be counted. 550, 276 minimum. Absolute majority. Okay, even though 100 is present, no, that is never going to be, you cannot never change in that way. Now, you have to take into consideration everything. Lok Sabha is 250, so minimum, yes? 176 minimum. Okay, minimum 176, you should say yes, whether they are present or absent. They should agree or else you can never change the constitution. Hardest way. In plus, half of the Indian states. We have 28 states. 14 states should say yes. Again, they have to pass a resolution in the assembly. Only in the state legislative assembly by simple majority. By simple majority. This is up in the IAS exam. The last way to change the constitution is absolute majority plus half of the Indian states. 14 states should say yes, but what kind? Simple majority. This is the toughest way to change the constitution. No confusion, right? And one example I can give you is making a change in the Supreme Court or High Court. To change the High Court of India, Supreme Court of India is very hard. These are too powerful, right? The judiciary is the guardian of the Indian Constitution. They are the highest protector of the Indian constitutions. So if you want to make a changes in the Supreme Court, High Court, too hard. Only some exceptional, within 20-30 years, you can reverse this. That's all. That is all for you. Yes? Any confusion, first bench? So far? The parliament, which means the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha can make any changes in the constitution of India except the basic structure. Yes, last page will tell me what is this basic structure. It is one point. Yes, basic structure. The parliament can change any part of Indian constitution except the basic structure, right? What is this basic structure? Basic structure is often asked in NBSc mains. Yes? It is to deal with. Yes? Integrity of. Take the example. Basic structure means the most important feature of the Indian constitution, which can never be changed by the parliament. There are some features, okay? Whether you are majority, minority, some part of the constitution which can never be changed. Take the example. India has a parliamentary form of government. India is a secular state. Unity, integrity. No one can change this. Yes, no one can make a change. How can you change the secularism of India? Or how can you change the unity, integrity of India? How can you change the parliamentary form of government? No one can change that. That is known as the basic structure, which is stable, which is for every time. It will never be changed. Never be changed. Okay, Now, I will discuss how the budget and the ordinary bill is passed in the Parliament of India. My last topic for today is going to be ordinary bill and the budget. Okay. These are the two favorite topic of English. Money bill, an ordinary bill and a budget. Two of the most important topic for today. Right. In BC will never ask what is the budget, what is the ordinary bill. They will ask how it is passed in the parliament. Too important. And if you know this concept, I don't think polity is too hard. Even though you might not be from a political background, polity is very easy. Okay, if you know all this. Yes, first page, what is an ordinary bill according to you? Just one example. What is an ordinary bill? Yeah, here also, yeah. You can give one example. Yes? Yes, here. What is an ordinary bill? Yes? Yes, an ordinary bill is any bill which will affect only some people in India, right? As you have been telling you, farmers bill, a business bill, or just suppose money laundering bill. So there's so many bills, right? Business bills and all. If an ordinary bill is passed, it will never affect all the people. It will affect only those particular people. Might be a farmer's bill, might be a business bill, might be a just like any other bill, okay, but not a finance bill or a money bill or constitutional amendment bill. That is why it is ordinary. Now, please remember, there are 5 stages in the passing of an ordinary bill. There are 5 stages, too important. There are 5 stages in the passing of an ordinary bill. Let's see the 5 stages. There are 5 stages. So let's see them. The 5 stages in the passing of an ordinary bill. So let's see the 5 stages. In which house? That is so important, right? There are 5 stations in the passing of an ordinary bill. But who will introduce an ordinary bill in which house? Yes? First page? Any idea? Who will introduce an ordinary bill? Any member of the parliament, either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. We will go through 5 stages. If you want to introduce the Lok Sabha, take the permissions of the Mr. Speaker. If you want to introduce the Rajya Sabha, take the permissions of the chairman. Any member of the parliament, either ruling or the opposition. Might be a minister, might be Mr. Sukumaran, Mr. Bangno Hongyak, anyone. They will introduce it. So, introduction of an ordinary bill either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is known as the first reading. Too important. First reading means introduction. Introduction of an ordinary bill either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha is known as the first reading. That's all. Take the example. You want to introduce in the Lok Sabha first. Take the permissions of the speaker. Introducing an ordinary bill is known as the first reading. That's all. That's the combination of first reading. That is the first way. No confusion. Or the first stage is known as the introduction. There are 5 stages in the passing of an ordinary bill. First stage is introduction, which means the first reading, introduction of bill. Second stage is known as general discussion. General discussion, which is also known as the second reading. If you want to introduce the Lok Sabha, you have to introduce it, right? Now, second stage is you have to discuss. Once you introduce, you have to discuss now, which is known as the second reading. Second reading is known as the general discussion. It's going to deliberately take place in the Lok Sabha. All the entire members, 550 members, will discuss it. Second reading, which is known as the general discussion, is divided into 3 sub-stages. Second reading, which is known as the general discussion, is divided into 3 sub-stages. First is, second reading is not, number A is general discussion, number B is the second reading is divided into 3 sub-stages. First is general discussion. We all know. General discussion will take place in the Lok Sabha, all the members. Next is, we will refer to a committee. Committee means among the Lok Sabha members, right? Some members will be selected. Some important members will be selected. They will discuss the bill again. Here, they can somehow make changes in the bill originally which was introduced in Lok Sabha. Too important. In which stage you can make some changes? At the committee stage, amendment. Too important. You can make some changes in the committee stage. You want to make some changes? Make some changes during the committee stage. Too important. Concentrate means nothing except voting. No discussion will take place except voting. Now voting will take place. Whether we will say yes or no to this bill. Any confusion so far? Too important, right? In the second reading, divided into 3 sub-stages. First is general discussion. After that, we will send it to the committee stage. After that, voting will take place in the concentrate stage. Now if you say yes, voting will take place. And now, third reading or third stage, third reading or third stage. Third stage or the third reading means acceptance or rejection. All the members of the Lok Sabha will say yes or no. If say yes, we will go to the next house, which means the Raja Sabha. No confusion. Third stage means all the Lok Sabhas will say yes to the bill or no to the bill. If say yes, we will go to the next house. If say no, the bill ends out there. The bill ends out there. But if you say yes, we will send to the Rajya Sabha. Going to the Rajya Sabha is known as the fourth stage. The fourth stage is known as going to the next house, which means the Raja Sabha. Fourth stage. Rajya Sabha will also go through the same procedure. General discussion, committee stage, concentrate stage. Okay, they will take the same procedure as in the Lok Sabha. Going to the next house, Rajya Sabha means the fourth stage. And the last means the fifth stage. The fifth stage means the last stage. That means assent of the President of India. Assent means the signature of the President of India. The fifth stage is nothing. It means signature of the Mr. President of India. If the President signed the signature, the bill will become an act. That's all. That is the only thing. If the President signed the signature, the bill will become an act. That's all. That is the last stage in the passing of an ordinary bill. That's all. Yes? Fourth stage. Fourth stage means going to the next house. From Lok Sabha, you go to the Rajya Sabha, right? That is known as the fourth stage. Going to the next house is known as the fourth stage. And the last, which means the fifth stage, is passing of the bill. So who will pass the bill? Who will sign the bill? Mr. President. Now the bill will become an act. One more point, too important to remember. Can the President refuse to sign an ordinary bill? Can the President reject an ordinary bill for signature? Can Mr. President of India says, no, I will not sign the ordinary bill this year? Yes. The President can reject to sign an ordinary bill, but only one time. Too important. Only one time. This was asked in PSC. The President can say, no, I will not sign an ordinary bill. You repass once more again. Both the two houses, you repass once again. He can reject the bill. I will not sign this year. But in the second time, if it is passed again, he has no other option but for signature to sign. The President should sign the signature. That's all. Signature is too important. Signature is too important. No confusion. That's all. The President can say no to a bill signed by passed by the parliament just one time. No, he can reject once. Okay, but in the second, no. He or she must sign it. Draupadi Murmu will never reject to send a ordinary bill if it is passed for again for the next second time. Money bill, constitutional amendment bill, the president will never reject. He must give signature. Okay, but for an ordinary bill, he can reject. One time. Now there is a question in this exam. An ordinary bill can be kept pending for how many months? Okay, an ordinary bill, suppose take example. Yeah. See, take the example. An ordinary bill. Okay. If an ordinary bill, it is passed by one house, Lok Sabha. But the Rajya Sabha is not passing it for another 6 months. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha cannot pass an ordinary bill for more than 6 months. In that conditions, Mr. President of India will call a joint meeting. It's too important. Joint sitting. This is too important. The joint sitting. Yes, you can ask any type of question. Okay, you can ask any type of question. An ordinary bill, if it is not by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the bill has been kept pending for 6 months. The President of India will call a joint sitting to pass it. Joint sitting to pass it. Too important. The joint sittings. Who called the joint sitting? Mr. President of India. But who presides? Who will be the chair leader? Presides over the meeting? It is the Mr. Speaker of the Lok Sabha. If Mr. Speaker is absent, Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. If Deputy Speaker is absent, Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. If Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha is absent, any member of the Parliament which is selected or appointed by the Mr. President of India. Too important. Why not the Chairman? Why Chairman is not given the chance? Because he or she is an outsider. Yes, Mr. Vice President of India is not a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. That's the reason Chairman never gets a chance to preside over the joint sittings. Only when the Rajya Sabha sitting is held, he presides over the meeting. But when the joint sitting is there, no. Mr. Vice President will never preside over. It is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, if not the Deputy Speaker, if not the Deputy Chairman, or if not any member of the Parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha member selected or appointed by the Mr. President of India. The procedure is too important. Okay, politics is procedure and conceptual. Politics is procedure and conceptual. No, that's all. Politics is very easy, right? You can also contest election next year. But it will be very hard for you to win, even for me, right? It is very conceptual, but it is very easy. You keep on going day by day. That's all. If you don't have any problem, we will go to the budget of India. Okay, the union budget. The union budget. Yes, here first bench. Which is the only bill which can never be rejected by the President for signature? Yes. Yes. Last bench. The only bill which the Mr. President can never reject to sign. Money bill? Yes. One more here. Yes. You have to be alert now. She said money bill. Yes, that is true. One more. What is the other bill which the president can never reject to sign? It's a Constitutional Amendment Bill, CAP. Okay, be very alert, please. Okay, you are going to appear in BC now. The time is coming now. This is the real year. Okay, you just joined the coaching last year. This is the real year. Very much possible. I will see you cracking this exam. Yes, this is the year. We are not going very fast, okay? 1-2 years, you need to take time. It's okay. You settle down. You settle down. No harm. Last topic for today is going to be the budget. The union budget. Budget is nothing, but it is all about ways and means to raise revenue for the next year. Budget is presented every year in the month of Feb by the Finance Minister of India. Nirmala Sitharaman will present the finance bill every year. The budget every year in the month of Feb. In the month of Feb. First, only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha. Only in the Lok Sabha. And what is budget? Budget is just a summary, it's just a document. Okay, it is just like a summary of the union revenue and expenditure. How much we have collected, how much we have spent this year, and economic policy of the coming year. That's all. Last year, how much we have spent, and how much, what kind of a good economic policy we will carry out this year. That is known as a budget. What is budget? Budget is nothing but how much we have spent last year, how much we have collected, and how much we have spent. If we have collected more than we have spent, it is known as surplus. Too important. Surplus means last year we have collected 1,000 rupees, but our expenditure was only 500. So it's a surplus. But if last year we have collected 1,000 rupees, we have spent 1,500, it's going to be a deficit. That's all. And economic policy of the company. What kind of an economic policy the government of India is going to follow or adopt or practice is contained in the union budget. Union budget. That's all. Any confusion? Yes, here? What is budget? How to raise your revenue, right? And it also shows how much we have collected last year, how much we have spent last year, and economic policy of the coming year. Economic policy of the coming year. Any confusion? So that will give you budget. Okay, apart from this, nothing. Ways and means to raise your revenue, estimated expenditure revenue of the last year, if it was if the money collected was more than we have spent, it's a surplus. But if we have spent more than we have collected, it's a deficit. And budget will also tell you about the economic policy of the coming year. Okay, this year Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the budget in the month of February. So whole year, what kind of an economic policy the government of India is going to follow? It is also the budget. Okay, this is also the summary of the Indian budget for this year. That's all. That's all. Okay, now there are 6 stages. There are 6 stages in the passing of the Indian budget. Okay, there are 6 stages in the passing of the Indian budget. Let's see. There are 6 stages in the passing of the Indian budget. First is introduction. The finance minister every year will introduce the union budget in the Lok Sabha in the month of Feb. Only in the Lok Sabha first. That is introduction. That is introduction. No discussion is going to take place. No discussion will take place. Just introduction is known as the first stages. Second stage is general discussion. General discussion will take place in the Lok Sabha deliberately. In the Lok Sabha, they are going to discuss deliberately. The whole entire, the Lok Sabha members will discuss in the second stages. After that, budget is also introduced in the Rajya Sabha on the last day, same day, okay. In the general discussion, the budget will also be discussed in the Rajya Sabha. Too important, Rajya Sabha can also discuss the budget, no harm, they can discuss. The third stage is known as the 24 departments of the Lok Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, okay, there are so many departments. I mean, the technical person, specialized in economics, in commerce, might be from banking, law and order. They will discuss whether the budget is a logical one or not. 24 departments of the Lok Sabha will discuss the budget deliberately for 1 month. Before it is passed, okay, they will examine it. They will try their best whether it's the budget is a logical one, a good one or not. If they say yes, okay, it's a good one. Now, the voting will take place. The fourth stage is known as the voting. The voting is going to take place only in the Lok Sabha. Too important. Voting, but too important. Who will vote? Voting on demand for grants. Voting on demand for grants. This was asked often in the NBSC. Voting on demand for grants. The fourth stage is known as voting on demand for grants. What is this? See, So many departments are there, right, in the government of India. Might be agriculture department, home department, finance department, labor department, industrial department. They also give much this girl, give much this 5 crore, 10 crore, 50 crore. Demand, right? Demand for grant. But if it's not granted, who will grant? Lok Sabha. That means voting. Lok Sabha will have to vote. Voting means they're granting it. So once they vote, the money is going to be granted. How much you ask, you're going to get it. That's all. Who will vote? Only Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha will never vote on voting for grant for demands. Too important. Rajya Sabha is never going to vote it. Next is appropriation bill. Appropriation bill means transfer of money. Appropriation bill means a transfer of money. That appropriation means you can transfer the money from one account to the other. But only when the finance bill is passed. Who will sign the finance bill? Mr. President of India. The last stage. Appropriation bill means the money is going to be transferred, but only after it is signed by the President of India. The last stage is known as the passing of the finance bill. The sixth stage is known as the passing of the finance bill. And money is going to be transferred from this account. That's all. That's all. Card motion, economic card motion, token card motion. This is something associated with the passing of the Indian budget in the fourth stage. Okay, fourth stage is known as the voting of demand for grants. But see, even though, suppose take the example, you are a minister, you will say, give me 500 grand for my agriculture department this year. But some of the members will say, no, that is too much. Card motion means you reduce your demand by at least some amount. Okay, so this card motion, economic motion, token card motion, you go home and see. You go home and see what is all about this. Asking that particular minister, you reduce your demand by some amount. Okay, card motion, this was asked this year in BC Mains. What is a card motion? What is the economic card motion? What is the token card motion? You reduce your demand by some amount in the Lok Sabha. Fourth stage, voting on demand for grants. Now see, fourth stage is the most important, the passing of the Indian budget. Why? Why fourth stage I am repeating? Because see, so many monies are demanded. Yes or no? But until and unless it is voted, you cannot spend even 1 rupee. 1 rupee, right? Or a paisa, 100 paisa. 1 rupee. It is to be voted. But all your demand will never be accepted, right? You have to reduce some, which is known as card motion, economic card motion, or token card motion. You demand 5 billion, but they will give you only 3 billion. You ask how many money from your parents? 50 rupees, but they will give you only 30. Yes or no? Like that. The fourth stage. We will stop here for today. You go home and see, okay, these are too important. Conceptual and this are too important. Politics is very easy if you listen to her, right? I don't think that there is nothing to memorize. It does, in politics, you have to memorize 10%. 90% is conceptual. 10% memorize. 90% it's conceptual. You have to. So listen here very carefully. Remember one more point. Tomorrow topic is going to be the Mr. President, Prime Minister, Council of Minister, and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, which means the Vice President. Very much important. NPC is very much concerned about the Union Executive. Union Executive, too important. NPC is very much concerned about the Union executive. So please be present. Very important topic is going on. Very important topic is going on. And you ask many questions. Okay, you ask many questions because see, when you have a problem, you will ask question. If you are serious, you will ask question. Okay, you will go home. Why? Why is so important? And this is all about why. Okay, why? Why the sun rises from the east, right? Why there is Lok Sabha representation in the Jammu and Kashmir, but not in the Ladakh? See, it's why. So please remember, yeah, best of luck. You try your best. Step by step.